Hi, welcome to Man Cave Models. This is episode 2 of the GMC. We were going to cover deckles and chipping, but the video is getting longer and longer, and we're going to stop it at the end of doing the deckles, and then the next video will be chipping. Because obviously we don't want the video to go on too long, but the next video will be pretty yeah, I'm sort of working on it now anyway after doing the decal video. So I just don't want it to get too long for you, and I don't want people getting too bored. So we're going to finish it with just decals on this one. It says on the video that we're going to do the chipping, but obviously we're not sure how to go in and change the editing on that to do that yet. So let's just stick with what we got, and then I will post the next video will be a chipping and possibly maybe an oil wash. We'll see how we go for time, because as we're trying to get everything in and show you as we do it, it just takes a little bit longer than I anticipated anyway, and we don't want them to get too long and too boring, but I'm hoping it covers everything that you want to see. If you got any comments, then comment, subscribe, like. I'm going to try and grow this channel a bit more and cover a few more things. I don't really want to be speeding through things, because it's nice to see how it's done, all the way through. So let's leave it at that, and then we'll get on. So sorry for the introduction twice, mind you. Hello and welcome back to Man Cave Models. Today, carry on with the GMC. Now look. So we're going to gloss coat the model today, put some decals on, and do some chipping. So let's get busy with that then, shall we? Right, we'll start with the gloss coat. You can go out and buy a load of gloss coats, so whatever you prefer. I've been using, here you go, Pleasure 5. It's not easy to get hold of. You can get hold of it. You get a fair bit of it, really, don't you? Saves a few quid in the long run. Dries quite quick. It's quite smooth. I use it. I find it easier. You don't have to use that. You use whatever you prefer. But I'll get that out in a minute. But that's what I'm using. So try it. It might save you a bit of money. It is quite thin, so you do have to make sure when you spray it that you don't hang around in one area too long. It will run quite easily. So I don't know if you can see. So if I get rid of this for a minute, because you don't need that for a second anyway. So since the last video, I've painted all the tyres in. I don't know if you can see that. So all the tyres have been painted, ready. It's easier to paint that than it is to do it on a gloss coat, because it's a bit of a pain in the bum. So do it first, we'll now it and give it another slight coat when you remat the vehicle after you've done everything. So we're going to basically gloss coat it, put the decals on, chip it, gloss coat it, ready for washes. That's what we're going to try and cover today. Hopefully it won't be such a long video for you. All right, let's get busy. So we'll strip it back down, because you don't need it into obviously all these bits, one big piece. See if I can get that out. So obviously this isn't all the parts. There are parts that are still on their trees, which are not trees but inner clamps. Obviously you see this, look, it's on their clamps, look. Figure, well, we won't be gloss coating him, because we want to leave that for a minute. So bits and bobs, look. Okay. Right. Same as usual. We'll fill the airbrush up with the gloss, give it a whiz underneath just to double check we haven't got too much pressure, because like I say, with this stuff it's quite thin, so you don't want it too high, it will go everywhere. So I'm running at the moment 28, so I'll come down a little bit with that. About 15 now. It'll probably be alright. We'll soon find out, won't we? So, and the other thing with this, it's not too bad for cleaning out your airbrush afterwards. Just a bit of thinners, tamiya thinners, or whatever thinners you use, acrylic thinners you use. Does clean up quite well. So, as you can see, so we'll start with the bottom as usual, and then I've got to try and do this so you can see it again. It's not that easy. I'm trying to do on camera. There you go. There, you can see that, can't you? You can just, there you go. So let's do the bottom first. There you go. And in all fairness, it does go on quite well. And the added benefit is, I suppose, you have glossed nails afterwards, don't you? Right, so that's could just do with a clamp really for that chassis. So and we'll go back to where we clamped last time roughly, which is somewhere in the middle. It's not so, there you go. You can see that alright. Yeah, you don't really leave. I bought another camera. I thought I'll get another camera, see if I can get all this in shot a bit better, because doing it off my phone. And oh boy, what a pain in the bum that is. This also, by doing this, when you do your washes and everything, it will protect the paint underneath as well. Because can you see this? Sorry, you can't have nothing. You can't see what I'm doing, can you? That's the chassis. Find some under here now that we can hold. So anywhere under there, I suppose. A bit more bite. And go there. There. Now let's see if I can just get a better precision with this camera for you. So yeah, it's a bit better. Let's stick some more spray in there. Yeah, so as I was saying anyway, cameras, that's a minefield in its own, isn't it? As I've been finding out. So they're finding one that will give you a close-up view and trying to see what you're doing at the same time. It's been a nightmare. I've bought a couple gone back, one's about to go back. Yeah. You do it and try it, and problem is it wouldn't just going to flood this area a little bit. Actually, it's really nice. If you look, I don't know if the camera will pick that up. I'm going to go a little bit closer. I don't know if you can see the grain in the there you can see it there. Look, see the grain in the wood for the body. That's really nice. I can stick that in there. Do have to do the little bits because it will keep all the tones pretty much the same. Then otherwise you end up with one piece one colour and one piece another colour, because it does change the colour slightly. Yeah, so if you look there, that petrol tank there, look to the top of that, see there's two different colours now, slightly different. So when I was saying before, we do it a bit lighter because it will change the tones, you see what I mean. Normally I'd have my extraction fan going, but I've probably done the same mistake as I did last time actually, because they can airbrush to the microphone, it makes a fair old racket. So I shall try not to talk, spray and then edit out. Just doing all the little bits as well. Yeah, one thing you find with stuff like this is there's never enough room. Not for all this plus the camera. So we'll paint the rifle once we matte coat again, but we'll try and get a gloss on there because we want to put a wash in there anyway, so there's some nice little edges on that will pick up quite nice. Oh, last bit. Don't forget the wing mirror this time. And then last but not least, I don't need to do the cradle. Come pick up the cradle and the ammo can, ammo tin. Pretty safe for that. Right. Bad compressor. Right, just do a double check, make sure I've got everywhere I want to get. So didn't do there, did I? I'll do this, do that. Let that go. So, just have a quick check before, obviously, I clean the airbrush out. And we need to, well, this won't take long to dry, but give it 20 minutes or something, it'll be pretty good for deckles. But to be honest, if you varnish it, the longer you can leave it, the better it is for you. Because it, you know, it'll get nice and hard. So let's let that dry. We'll be back in a minute. Right, so gloss coat's dried. You see it's not a full gloss, it's a semi coat, which is good. I want it full gloss. Now I thought just before we start doing decals, and so I've got my plans, but there's another sheet which gives me all my references where they go, and guess what, I can't find it. I started this kit ages ago, and it just went in the cupboard and came back out to do a video for son-in-law who started doing kits and sort of help out, because they live miles away and it's a bit hard to be on FaceTime all the time doing stuff. So I thought we'd try it this way, and I thought somebody else might find it interesting if they're just starting kits anyway. But so before we do anything else, I just thought, now I've got it all stripped back down for decals, that I would go over a few little bits before we start anything, because obviously we painted, we've glossed, we're ready for decals. So if I grab I don't know, end of a brush will do it, anything, a pointy little stick maybe. So if we look here, we've got decals to put on in here. Obviously you've got the decals on there, the back of the thingy to go on. So, but also if you build it and put it all together, then try and paint it, like these areas where you've got to put decals, you won't get to, because it's you know, it is stuck in there. That's quite an hard area to get into paint or do any decals or chip or anything. So when you're building it, just look at your plans, see what you can leave off to last, to make life easier for painting. It's a bit like also this front grille, so that's loose. When you saw me paint it, it was on, but it's actually it was loose enough to, so I made sure I could pull it off again. So if you look into here, you see inside you've got the inside of the headlights to paint, obviously radiator to paint, but also these lights have glass parts. So if I put the grille on, like so, for argument's sake, just to show you, like, does go back in. I'll do for a sec. It does go back in, but it don't want it because it's on camera. The camera strikes again. There you go, look. So if I wedge it back in there, look, you're never going to get that all in to paint it or get your glass in. So if you can leave bits off to make life a bit easier, do so. I'm not telling you how to suck eggs, but it's, if you're all new to modelling, it's the sort of thing that you probably wouldn't give a second thought to. Same with this one. So we've got the glass and that to add yet. I don't know if I add it now, that means I've got to mask it up anyway. But I might have to sort of paint around the inside where the rim of it would be once it's in place, but it's probably easier to do that like it is than it would be if I'd fitted it and then tried to mask both sides, and then yeah. So it's not always the case. Sometimes it's easy to get to, but it's just a little bit of a little tip, really, if anything. So we are going to start the deckles. So there's our deckles. There's not many of them to use. I'm going to go for. I'm going to go for that star with them on the side, and then obviously your vehicle numbers, your caution left-hand drive, which is there. Look. So we'll go for those first. So it goes. No, these go on the back. So there you go. That one there will go. There. It'll go right on that bit there. Look. There. Where that grain is. So we're going to use. So when we put these deckles on, we are going to be using a micro set. Micro set. And micro sew. You got to remember, one of these goes on before the other. Normally I would mark the tops of bottles 1 and 2. I gave those bottles away to somebody the other day. They know who they are. They're building a Tiger tank at the moment, so they could get on with their kit, that and a Sherman tank. So yeah, what I shall do is I will mark. Actually, that might be. There you go. Look, something I didn't notice before. So when you read the bottle up, see there, mark number 1 and number 2. So that one helps the decal stick to the surface. It's all suck it in when it dries, and that one there will soften the decal, and then when it dries it will soak it into, so if you've got like creases or panel lines, it will pull them into that. Now once these are on, clear a bit of the moisture off the decal, make sure it's flat, no bubbles as such, but don't play around with it. It will soften the decal. The more you play around with it, you run a real good chance of just your decal falling apart on you, to be honest. So when you put these on, just leave them to set and come back to them. So that's it. Obviously you need the other bits of bobs, like a nice thing of water. Now the pot of water, this isn't very deep, as you can see. It's quite shallow, it's quite stable. Amount of times that you go and make do with a thing of water, and you've got a small pot, it's tall, you knock it over, your decals are sat by it, and then you end up with bits everywhere. We've had this the other day, so they know what I'm talking about. So try and keep a small pot, a flat pot of water. Tissue, we'll show you why in a bit, obviously. And you also need, we'll need cotton bud, a cotton bud, and nice soft brushlet. There you go, nice soft brush. Don't use it for anything else, and you will need a brush for putting on your micro set. If you do, obviously use micro set, then the brush you use for it, keep with it for good. Don't use it on anything else, because sometimes it gets in the bristles, it goes, and it goes and stays in there, and then you go to use it to paint or something, and you can get some weird effects. Yeah, so yeah, don't do that. Try not to anyway. I do it all the time still, don't worry. Right, so nothing else, but let's get on to it. I'll get some stuff moving, then we'll be back. Not really. Oh, it does. Right, just a little thing I did forget actually to mention is we will need a set of tweezers, and you will need a cocktail stick. Well, you might not need it, but I use one. It helps you move them around. So, going to start on this little one, which is that little set of deckles there. Look, you see those? So we have one that goes here, here, across there, and a little one that you can only just see. I don't know if you can see that at the moment, which is, I think it looks like a tire pressure one, and that sort of goes there. So they're the small ones. So let's get our water in. I don't know if you can see. I'll try to I've changed the angle of this a little bit just so you can see what I'm doing. Right. Ow, and a pair of scissors, by the way. There we go. Oh. No. Move it that way a bit for you. Try and make sure you can see what I'm doing. There, that's better. You can see that, can't you? Right. So I can do this run of you can just see that tire pressure one now. I can do that lot in one go. So before I put it in the water, I'm going to take some microset number 1. I've put the number on the lid, look. Yeah. And I'm going to put that in the area the deckles are going to go. The reason I do it now is because it will give them a little bit of time. It will give it a little bit of time to work its way in. So I've got one going there, one going there, and them going there, and one going there. Like that. Do put the lid back on this stuff. It does smell a bit, but I've been known to knock these bottles over. So basically going to put them in, I'll submerge it a little bit, there you go. See what we want the tweezers, get them back over. I'm just going to give them a little bit, and then we'll put it on the cloth. So I'll do this bit with you properly, and then you can see what I'm doing, rather than and then on the other ones we'll just put them on and sort of off camera. So if I can move that, pull that up slightly for you. There you go, you can see that, can't you? Well, in the meantime, I want to have my dinner. So nice roast. So we just keep an eye on them, see when they're getting a bit loose, because sometimes with the tamiya ones they can go quite quick. They're not there yet. Oh, it's like waiting for paint to dry, isn't it? That one's going. You just see it moving. That's it. We want that one to go. That's it. I tend to feel as close to the edge as I can get. Probably let that one go a little bit more, really. Let's do that one. Want a good pair of tweezers. And that goes right there. Yeah, see what I mean? And that one, there you go. You see, sorry. You see he's loosened up quite well now. That one goes there. That one. There. That one there. He's loose. You don't need to leave them soaking in water. If you do, you run the risk of turning away and coming back and finding it floating around somewhere. So, there you go. And obviously that last little one, I'll get him off and I'll show you. I don't know if you can see that. It is tiny. But that one goes around here. Like that. Roughly like that. So let's just move them around a little bit to get them where we want them. There, I think what's meant to be, that one's got to come over a little bit. And that one's where it's supposed to be. It's hard to say because on here there are like proper little, right on here, just there's like a little bit sticking up here, look, and I got a sneaky feeling that that comes across to there, so we're going to do it and then see what's left. And the trouble is I've got, there, see, not a lot of light, so I need to move it. It's sort of sticking, quite starting to stick, so I'm going to add a little bit of water to that area, help it move. Let's see if we can't move it. There we go. Nice and gently, mind you. There it is. That sits on. I think that's where it goes, but it's a bit hard to see in that light. Let's just take away from the camera for a second. A little bit more. There you go. So he sits. So when you're doing this, there's a couple flat plates that stick up above the surface, and that's got to sit on top of those. So that's them in place. We're just going to clean them up, get some of the water away. Stick them there a bit, see. Come down. Try and get some of this off. Just dab it. Don't rub it at the moment. You want it to stick. So on bigger deckles, if you're doing this, obviously get you work from the centre out. Don't work from the sides because you'll move it. So you can, hard to say. You can, yeah, I think you can see that. So you can just see, the films there, look. So you can see it there, and just there, look. That's it. So we want to try and get that down a little bit if we can. So I'll give it a dab. So that one's quite loose, you know, and if we find it's not sticking, and we'll just stick some more of the liquid on it. But it's because it's sat on those little plates, so you've got the decal and obviously the film, which is the area around it, and that's the bit that you can see, the clear bit that's sticking out. So well, I'm going to go and stick some on. And that should help pull it in. Hopefully I do it quite quick, and then I can show you on the camera then. But they do, once you've done this, you can get away with like just tapping them down a little bit, but I wouldn't move them around too much because, like I say, it softens the deco and they tend to rip apart. So that's that one. So yeah, you can see, the film. Just that, so that little glisten around it. Look, there you go. Well, eventually that will soak in and that will go smooth, and you won't see it. So we'll let it do it. We'll let it do its thing on that one. So we put that to one side. Thought we'd do the cab next. So we've got a star, yeah, a star to go on there somewhere. I'm going to dump that in the water because that's quite a big one. So then you watch your curl up, so turn him upside down. That's it, get some water going, and then I'll let him in there for a minute. So we're going to put that star on. Looking at that, he sits quite high. So the top of the star sits up here somewhere. So we'll put some of number 1 on, where we think it's going to go. It's going to be around here. So yeah, I wouldn't go mad with this stuff, but don't be afraid to use it. And we're going to go here because we've got the registration numbers on the side. So you might as well just done the whole bonnet, really, haven't we? So, and we've also got a couple stars on the side here. Get that on there. Some there. Oh, there you go. Remember, put a lid on. That one can come out of the water. Stick him on there. That's the side numbers. I know they're upside down. The camera doesn't really pick it up. You'll see them. There you go. That's the ones for the side. And I think it's the small stars. Now I've left this on here deliberately. So when you look at that, you see the number for the stars? There you go. That number you need to cut out before you dip it in the water, and I'll put it in as it is just so I can show you. So that's all the ones for the cab. Move my scissors. Dump these around a little bit and put them on the thing. It gets rid of the excess water, but it will, like I say, it also stops them floating around if you think, oh my god, I forgot my deco. Oh my god, it's come off the paper. Plus you can move the water so you don't knock it like I do. So I suspect the star is probably loose. Is it? Yeah. So now there you go. So the star's quite loose. That I can do it with my finger. There you go. So we're going to put that one on. Now it's a bit bigger, so I'm going to sort of try and try and get him on, and I think he sits about here. So he's not centre. No problem. We'll move it. Unless he's stuck himself down really quick, like it looks like he has, which is still not a problem. He's not stuck down yet. Just move him. A little bit of water goes a long way. Get it up underneath. And then let's see. And slowly moving. A little bit more. There you go. Now I'm going to have to do that in a minute. Yeah, if it isn't, you know, just be gentle with them. Try and force it. Always add like a little bit more water, loosen up a bit once you get where you want it. Right, so he's like back there. Have I got a bit more grip on him? Yeah, look at that. Look. You want is a finger stuck on a cocktail shape. It's not too bad. There you go. Not sure, I think it's got to come down a smidgy. That looks pretty good, doesn't it? And it still looks like it's got to come over a smidge though. I think that's probably it. So just cotton bud in the middle, roll it. To the sides. We're all putting it on a curve, which you can see. You can just see some creases there, look. But not too bad. Not too bad. We can get on to the numbers. I'll put the micro sew on afterwards. They basically go here. Come down a little bit. Right. See if we can. Get off. See what I mean? It can go all horribly wrong quick. I want to get that about there. I think it could come down a little bit lower. A little bit lower. So try to do this. That there. See, what I did was I added a little bit of water, which sort of give it that extra little bit of movement for me. Do the same on that one. Try and get them roughly the same. He's got to come down. Normally they slide quite well, but today, not. So, see if we make sure we're the same sort of distance. It's about the same, isn't it? Oh, look where it's got to go up. I think it looks like it's got to go up a little bit. Yeah. No, that's not too bad, is it? Good look. Yeah, not too bad. We'll go with that. Roll again. So not from the ends. too bad. Got to stick the stars on the here. I was going to show you, wasn't I? So that black, yeah, see that? Did you see that move? And that can end up on your deckle, which is what we don't want. So I have put microset on this. There you can just, I don't know if you can see that. You can just see that one, that corner trying to lift. We'll sort that out in a second. Get rid of that. Flipping around. Same on that side. Not bad. I think it's where it's meant to be. And centre out. Same with the other one. Yeah, I don't know if you can get that in a light. We'll get a light right. There you go. You can just see this where the film is. That there's that shiny bit on the ends. You can see. That's that one that doesn't want to stick out. Look. If you can see that. You see that edge? There's wanting to stick up. We'll sort that out. Bit of micro cell, that'll sort it out. So still working from the centres. You don't get it all the time with deckles. They don't always play up. Just that's probably quite an old kit actually, and it's been sat for a while. So right, micro cell over the top of that. Over the top of that one. See that? I did move it. I dropped my brush. So you do, yeah. You still have to be careful when putting it on, because it goes on and under. It still soaks underneath. That one. That one. So don't put deckles on a flat surface either, because some people do, some people don't. But I find that if you do it, because it's matte, they seem to like suck straight in, and you can't move them. You know, so if it goes down slightly wrong, you're in a world of trouble. So I tend to, one of the reasons I always do the gloss coat, just to help. But it's each to their own. You don't have to use any of the products. People put them down and get a pretty good result without using anything. It is entirely up to you. I'm just showing you sort of the way I've done it for the amount of years I've been doing the hobby. Right, so I can just see, I don't know if you can, trouble is there's a bit of reflection going on here. So let's see if I can zoom in a little bit. No, that's it. Fine, be like that. So you can just see crease right on that S. Can you see that? You can just see the silver above it where the crease is. Look. See it? Yeah, if you look where we put the, you can just, I've got to try and get the light to reflect off to show you. So just up around here, there you can see that now, can't you? See that crease forming? That's where it's softening the decal. So you can gently go around, but I wouldn't mess around with it too much, to be fair. It will shrink back. There we go. Well, you don't mess around with it too much. I'm far-assing around with it now. Same with there, look. It's starting to crease. And that's the stuff doing its job. So the only thing I will do is I will just push them down in place a little bit better. And then I'll do a mic drop on it and go, leave it. I'll just leave it like that. Boom! Your model's gone. So that's that and that. So can we see? Yeah, I think you can. So if you look here, yeah, there. Look. You can see this, the decals now conforming around it, around the little bits that I was saying about. So that's what I mean. You leave it and let it do its thing. To be quite honest, and that will set back quite nicely. So a few more to do. Right, so got nothing on there to do, nothing on there to do, nothing on that. Oh, I've got the front of there to do, which is, that's for the front bumper. So the AI3S, well, that goes on the left side, and the TRK goes on the right side. Bunk them in water. So this one is going to be probably, it's an easy decal to fit. It's going to go there. There you go. It's going to go there, but it's going to be a pain to try and do it on camera. So I'm just going to put some stuff on. Show it on. So you see I painted the micro set. Put the lid back on. Amount of times I haven't done that. Oh my day. A nightmare. The next thing you know, you're online ordering a new bottle. I've left a number on that one too. That centre number, let's see. I'm trying to do it so you can see. There you go. Look. That goes underneath your decal. You might as well bin the decal because you will not get it off. Once it's in there, it's in there. So that one's ready. So that's the right side. I don't know if I can do this with you. Oh, there you go. Works for me as well. Get them straight, that's what I want. And then next one. Oh. And it wants to stick to me, bloody tweezers. Right, so I have to move it one minute. I'm just going to do that. There you go. You see, I caught it with the tweezers. There. That mark. That was me catching it with the tweezers. Silly beat. But it doesn't matter because we are chipping that bit up anyway. These are pretty simple. Just do the same. Roll to get the air out from underneath. As you can see, that one's moved. Like I say, as long as if you're really gentle with it, you can get away with it. But that's all part and parcel, isn't it? If you don't go wrong, you don't see what to do. Back to where it was meant to be. Soak up some of that. Stick some of the old microsol on there. And let it go. So, I've got I'm going to carry on a minute and do the back and some on the back body. I'll come back to you when I'm doing the one that goes on the wood grain. Back in a second. Right, we're back. So we're just going to, might have to do a bit of editing. I was meant to put it on pause and I didn't, so I'll have to edit that and make otherwise it'll be a bit more boring. Right, so just going to put some micro set on here. I've given it one coat and left it and going to give it another coat. So we want this to sort of suck into that grain a bit, don't we? So put the lid back on. So while I was on pause, I dipped the deckles in that we want. I'm kind of hoping we are, yeah, look at that. So that one's loosened up enough. Finding this where this camera angle is there you go. This bit loosen up quite nicely. So grabby. I need some new tweezers. The ends are a little bit bent. You see, go. There we go. That one's going to go there. A little bit. A bit more this way. That's pretty much centre, I think. So then the next one's max speed. See if he's loose. He's nice and loose. Grab one with the tweezer. Yes, I'm going mad. I'm talking to myself. That one's going to go here. So remember to let go of the I think it needs to go down a little bit, like that. Now, you see the crease, like the panel line where the wood is? So that, when we put it, that will soak into that and then follow that panel line. If you're not using microset or microsew, and you're just putting the deckles on as they are, you won't get it to do that. It will just dry on top and then stay on top. I'm trying to find the best place to put that so it's got. No, what's supposed to happen? See, it does go wrong. What I'm trying to watch is I have a tie-in eye right there. A little bit out, isn't he? That's a little bit better. Yeah, so I've got a tie-in eye there, and obviously a pillar, so I can only go so far. So I have to sit in where it is, I think. It's not too bad, is it? Right. That probably is on camera actually, but I went to move one on the back of the chassis. I ordered to dab it off and I moved the whole thing with the cotton, but only just touched it. The whole thing moved and I'm like, oh, typical. If I wanted to do it, it wouldn't. You can just, I don't know if you can just see, there's just a crease there, but that's without putting anything on apart from the micro set, which is the one that helps it stick. So just going to get rid of some extra moisture, so get rid of some of the water. And you should, with the microcell set, you should see a nice grain in there. So we'll have to put that on let it go and then end the video. We'll obviously pause till I'm until it's all dry and we're ready to do some chipping. Microscope, which is number 2, as I've written on the lid. I nearly had the bottle over there myself. Put that one there. There are other makes of deckles solvent. I think AK do one. There's a Marpic Strong, is it? They do one. Yeah, it's what works for you at the end of the day. I've used this stuff for years, and at the end, I'm used to using it. Actually, I think even Tamiya do one now. I'm not. Don't quote me on that. I'm not sure, but I think they do. But it is whatever suits you. At the end of the day, it's your model. You know. I'm not here to tell you how or what to do. I just tell you what I do and what works for me. It might work for you. It might not. But well, I think we'll leave it at that for a sec. I need to let this look set off, so I'll come back to you in a bit with the deckles set, show you what they look like once they've set. Well, I can't compare it to one because I haven't done one with it, but we should hopefully see all the crease lines and bits that you need to see. I think you can see. So you can see how patchy that it's not patchy, but it looks like it's dead flat, like somebody stuck a bit of cardboard on the back, doesn't it, at the moment? But when that dries back, that'll look completely different. So that's that one. Oh, let's have a look on here. Look. Okay. Yeah. Don't think I can get away with tiny in it. I'm not used to. I've been working on 1/16 scale for a while, so doing 1/35. Yeah, I realise how fat fingers you end up with. So if we look, I think you can see. I don't know if you can remember. So if you can remember earlier, we had that weird film around the edges. You notice all that's gone. A little bit up there still. So I'll put a little bit more of the stuff on, and hopefully that'll go. And when we gloss coat it, seal it, and the matte coat, they'll look different again. They'll look like they were already on there and they weren't deckles. Hopefully. So on that, I'll let this lot dry and we'll be back in a bit. Right, so leaving the deckles dry overnight. So now following day, so it's been left all night and most of today. Obviously, they've dried back really quite nicely, haven't they? So let's have a look. Quick strip down this will show you. It won't take long with this one because obviously want to get on with other stuff. So you can see they've actually sat back quite nice. Not too much carrier film showing. On the side, different lights. You can just see the carrier film there. Look. So when we sort of re-gloss, you should lose that. Same with the front. You can see the front. Look. So like I say, when you put your next coat over, you'll lose the you should lose the film. Same with the back. So that sheen around the edge, you should lose that when we varnish. And obviously, let's have a look. There's that one. You see they've all gone around the edges quite nicely, isn't it? So you see there that it's all gone around. Quite cool. and then obviously the back one, which is the one with the grain. You can see, let's just move that, try and get to that camera a little bit better for you. So going to let it go into focus. There you go. So you can see the deckles gone into the grain. You can see it's sucked in. You've got the creases are tucked in. Didn't pick it up as well on camera, but it's quite good. So by the time we gloss another gloss coat over the top of that, and then finish doing other bits of matte varnish, you won't even know that they were deckles. Hopefully, that's a quick update on the decals. So the next job will be obviously chipping, and that will be it for this video. It's going on a bit longer than we wanted. It just takes time. I don't want to cover everything. If the videos are too long, just leave a comment and we'll try and shorten them. But I'm trying to get everything in, and as I do it, not like shoot through different bits and then somebody goes, how did he do that? So we'll see. Find a way of shortening them if I can a little bit, because it just seems to be, I don't know, new to all this, and we'll get it working properly. So it's right. So on to the next job, which will be obviously, like I say, chipping.